Hello, Bobs. We're back with some new books. I didn't expect to find this many. At least not at the library. But I found the great majority at the library and just a few at the thrift store. So here we go. Washington Irving, Rip Van Winkle, and the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is a Penguin 40, which is basically a miniature sized. A miniature mass market paperback. Literally a pocketbook. Obviously, you know who Washington Irving is. And I have about 4 or 5 of these. There was numerous Penguin 60s. It was published on the 60th anniversary. What year was this? Had to have been like the early 2000s. No, 95. I remember having a bunch of these and then I sold a bunch. I purchased a shitload of them at the old, what was it, Barnes & Noble? No, I think it was the Borders Books outlet stores. I used to buy a bunch of those and then resell them. Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. The series doesn't interest me in the least, but it's a good trading fodder. There's one of the few Huxley books that I got. At least I may have read the entire thing, but I don't recall. Probably like to read it again. That, along with After Many a Summer Dies, The Swan, are the only books by him that I found worthy of reading. The Devils of Loudon, too, I suppose. But the other ones did nothing for me. I didn't read most of them, but they were impossible to get through. Huxley's one of those great writers that you can't read because he's just boring as hell. Whereas Victor Hugo wrote in a similar style, but was interesting. Huxley's a great writer, but awfully boring. Friedrich Nietzsche, The Will to Power. Obviously edited by Kaufman and translated along with Hollingdale, the only ones worthy. I probably already have this, but I don't see it on my shelf, actually. No. Maybe I don't have The Will to Power. Let me see. Do I have The Will to Power? I don't think I do. No, I don't have it. Beyond Good and Evil, Genealogy of Morals, Twilights. No, I don't have it. That was quite fortuitous, shall we say. All right, let's put it on the shelf, Bubba. We now have it. This I may also have. Introduction to Shakespeare and Introduction to Shakespeare by Mercer, author of Shakespeare of London. I don't know if I do have it. Motherfracker. I scanned the barcode, but obviously it didn't work. Well, I got 2 copies now. Maybe it's worth something. I doubt it, but that's the problem with the ISBNs not working. I wonder if these ISBNs are the same. Exactly the same. Well, now I got 2 copies of An Introduction to Shakespeare. I thought I had it, but I wasn't positive, and now I am positive. An Artist of the Floating World, a novel by Kazuo Ishiguro. I have a few of his books. I'm not sure which ones, but they are around. I think it's a dude, ain't it? Kazuo? Maybe it's a chick. No, it's a dude. In the face of misery in his homeland, the artist Masuji Ono was unwilling to devote his art solely to the celebration of physical beauty. Instead, he put his work in the service of the imperialist movement that led Japan into World War II. I don't think that turned out very well for him, did it? Obviously, it's bullshit. This book is really interesting. The Seven Deadly Sins by all these authors. The foreword by Ian Fleming. It's because Ian Fleming gathered all these artists to write about the seven deadly sins, which is a great idea, honestly. Then you compile it into a book. I will definitely read this on the channel if it's not already been done, which I suppose it has been. I wonder if there's the first edition of this. I would like to have, honestly. What year did this reproduction come out? 62 is the original. First quill. I don't fucking see it. 92 maybe? See a 92 there, but I have no clue. I don't see any other dates. But yeah, this looks like a very interesting book. I'll be gone in the dark. Oh, I do have this book, you fucking bastards. Maybe I just have a different edition. Well, I get them for me mother, and then she reads them. This is definitely in better condition than the one I have, so maybe I'll just swap it out. Did not show up in the ISBN. It's about one woman's obsessive search for the Golden State Killer, Michelle McNamara. Rococo to Revolution. Major Trends in 18th Century Painting by Michael Levy. This was a freebie at the library, so, I mean, it was a no-brainer to grab it. I have a small little collection of art books. I think they fill up about four or five milk crates. The Answer by David Icke, the man who has been proved right again and again. Shocking that this book was there, but at the library. But maybe not so shocking. I assume it's worth $10-15, but who knows what Icke books are worth anymore. The old ones were worth more, but I think these are more or less just end of a career sort of thing, enlightenment bullshit. There's nothing more vital for our collective freedom than humanity becoming aware of what is in this book. That might be an overstatement. Listen, you want humans to be free, you end government. Government hasn't civilized people, it's made them more barbaric on the fringes. Retails for $30, so even if it's worth 10, I'll still take it. I only paid $1 for it. These are digitally generated people that don't exist as live human beings. The technology can also create fake landscapes and objects. I believe that. The droplet is the ocean. The ocean is the droplet. The droplet is the ocean. No, Dave. Divide and rule. The Answer. I like the simplicity of that cover. American muckraker James O'Keefe, founder of Project Veritas, rethinking journalism for the 21st century. And I don't dislike James O'Keefe, but I feel like his videos where he's like catching people saying what anybody who has a brain already knows, and then he expects, I don't know, maybe he's just doing it for the profit, but he expects hey, Kamala Harris's people say this, but they really mean this, and I think they expect her followers or whoever he's trying to uncover will suddenly say, "Oh, I no longer believe in them," but I doubt that's the motive. Hey, maybe it is. But he makes money off that, and I mean, I'm going to make money off his book if there's any to be made. I didn't look it up. I figured since it's a relatively new book, it's probably worth something. Maybe not. If not, still interesting book to have. Mr. and Mrs. Hockey, a tribute to the sport's greatest couple. Gordie Howe, obviously, and what's his wife's name? Pardon, I gotta sneeze. Hold on. I think it's Colleen. Is it Colleen? Hockey icons Scotty Bowman, Bobby Hall, Bill Gadsby, and other greats share their colorful and personal stories. They explain why Gordie is the greatest hockey player of all time. I agree. When former Howe Enterprises bookkeeper Terry Pirelli talks about her relationship with her employer, mentor Colleen Howe, it's difficult for her to fight back the tears. She was like a sister to me, says Pirelli. I would say she's like a mother, but we are too close in age. Pirelli, who worked for the Howes in Connecticut, said Colleen's influence has made her more adventurous. She showed me that if I wanted something, that it can happen. What's this got to do with hockey? Anyway, this book, I would not have purchased it were it not that it's signed by both Gordie and Colleen Howe, who are both, I believe, in the Hockey Hall of Fame. I can't remember why she's in it, but I don't know what she did. Maybe she's an ambassador to the sport. Maybe she's not in it. I thought she was. Greatest hockey player of all time and the most influential woman in the history of the sport. So yeah, that's a $20 book. I did pay $2 for it only because it's a signed copy, which most of his books are signed just because Gordie not only liked to make some money, I'm sure he didn't make that much in his career, but he probably made way more post-career selling his autograph and memorabilia. But it's still a pretty good testament to the fact that he signed literally everything that people asked him to sign, and it's stuff like this is still worth $20. Cat vs. Human. Cat lady, crazy cat lady. Tee-hee, that's tickles. That tickles, Mr. Fluffles. I like cake. Yasmin Surovic. Anatomy of a cat lady. Insanely attractive cat fur. Eyes light up when cats are in sight. Loves scratches. Voice goes higher in pitch when speaking to cat, or speaks to cat as if she were a human infant. Cat fur. Handheld cat toy. Unraveling sweater. Treats on hand. Cat fur frayed dress. Runs in stockings. Cat fur or unshaven legs. Cat fur up there. Where? I worked all day on this. We need curtains. We need curtains. I'll save you. Tee arf arf. The first Elizabeth. Caroli Erickson's Elizabeth is one we need to come to know and are fascinated to meet. What kind of fucking hair is that? It's the original beehive. It was literally a beehive. Guess I shouldn't be picking whatever's on that fucking book off there. Doesn't smell, but who knows what's on there? Who knows what that is? This historical biography reads like the liveliest fiction. Caroli Erickson's portraits of Henry VIII, Catherine of Aragon, Cardinal Wolsey, Thomas Cromwell, and Anne Boleyn are carefully drawn and utterly fascinating. Very fascinating, bro. All right, I think that's enough. How many books is that? 4 plus the Nietzsche. 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14 books. Not bad, considering I still have possibly 2 more thrift stores to go to today. En route to Aldi. Yeah, bruv. That's all. That's all. That's all. Oh, it kind of looks like a book, doesn't it? It does. It does. Let's look at the city. The face on the city. Oh, you can't really see it. You better see that one. No, you can't really see that either. All right, bruv. That's all.